There's now patch notes out for Diablo Immortal. Now, we've been waiting on these patch notes for a minute. People have been wanting to know what was going to be coming, and here we have it. Brave the Perils of the Fin in Diablo Immortal. Looks like we got some new art there. This one kind of looks like Captain Jack. Let's continue here. Good tidings await the venturer. Last encounter, many adventurers found good fortune in the renewal, escaped the recesses of the mind, the fractured plane. By the way, I like the new fractured plane where they have, it's timed, and now you get rewards for doing it quicker. I like that. Tinker with 36 new legendary items to dream up with unspeakably powerful class builds. The Burning Towers have much in store for you. Okay, so they have a new wave of server merges coming. So it looks like the Asias are getting their server merge finally. This makes sense. They would be a little bit after the Americas because we had our servers first. They got their servers a little bit delayed. So it looks like they delayed their merges just about the same amount of time. Looks like February 22nd we'll be making some adjustment to normal gems. These gems will receive an additional attribute which modifies the base stat of the item they're socketed into. Wait, hold on. Let's read that again. Gems will receive an additional attribute which modifies the base stat of the item they're socketed into. So this sounds like normal gems now have RNG, which increases the strength of the gem they're on. This change will ultimately provide more uses for normal gems, therefore they maintain the integrity of the grand market. All normal gems would be removed from the market. So I can't tell if this is like all normal gems are going to be the same or if now there's RNG associated with this additional attribute of the normal gem. This could be like sort of how like demonic remains now have RNG associated with them as well. Current rules for listing normal gems in the market remain unchanged, and these gems can be relisted in the market once the server maintenance ends. Addition will be modifying hidden layers to provide players with additional ways to obtain tradable gems. Okay, so we got more gems incoming and more tradable gems incoming. That's kind of nice. And we'll have to see what this additional attribute actually ends up being. Before delving into this content update, let's take a moment to welcome the Turkish-speaking players to Diablo. After the certain maintenance, players can now slay demons across with in-game text based in Turkish language. So if you're Turkish, welcome to the game. Looks like the maintenance is happening on the 7th, and by the 8th, all of the game will be updated. Now we actually get into the updates. Feature update. Additional stash tabs. So players can now unlock up to 2 additional stash tabs. This is something that people have been wanting for a while, so you can farm and store more than just a little bit of gear you have. This way you can have multiple sets. Set crafting did remove a little bit of this. However, when we get to the higher difficulties, once we're on the highest difficulty and we start farming both strength and intelligence set here, this is pretty much going to be a mandatory thing. It looks like it's purchasable for platinum, so it's going to be free to play, accessible. I'm bummed that we don't just get it for free, but 2,000 platinum isn't really that expensive, so that's perfectly reasonable. The second stash tab can be unlocked while you have active Boon of Plenty and will provide additional storage during this duration. So then we have to pay to win the second step. So you can get one stash tab free to play, earning it. The other one that you're going to have the reoccurring monthly payment. Not a fan of the tying storage to monthly payments, in my own personal opinion. Undecember was doing pay to win storage, and that didn't go very well for them. Let's continue here. Adjustments to boss invulnerable phases. Oh, please tell me Pit of English. In our previous content update, we made a change to remove the invulnerability phases between killing Segoth's left and right legs. In this content update, we are removing or shortening the invulnerability phase duration from mini boss encounters, such as the Ancient Nightmare and Glacial Colossus fight. Thank you. Going forward, we will continue to evaluate the player's experience in boss encounters and make additional adjustments. I'm assuming this is mostly for dungeons, because there's a lot of grinding dungeons just waiting. Boss invulnerability phases break the flow of combat, making them one of the most noticeable forms of downtime in a dungeon. Correct. But they also allow for storytelling and gameplay pacing. In some cases, we can completely remove an invulnerability phase, but many we need to reduce the overall duration of the phase to ensure the encounter functions ideally. Our goal is to reduce the overall downtime in dungeons, especially during combat, but we don't want this reduction to come at the cost of players' experience. Many of these changes result in only a few seconds saved here and there, but added up, they should be noticeable. So the most noticeable one for me is Pit of Anguish downtime. There's a lot of Pit of Anguish downtime, and I do think this is effectively a buff to how quick you can farm the dungeons, which I'm a big fan of, and it should make it smoother. This is one of the largest complaints that I think people grinding dungeons have, is how long it can take. Let's continue here. Path of Blood reward. Several improvements made to the Path of Blood system. Oh, good, because it was very tedious. Upon completion, players will now receive gold, experience, and items as a reward. Thank you. You should get something for doing it. You may now skip directly to the nearest boss to your current floor if you have completed floor 7, such as floor 10 if you've completed 7. If you complete that boss floor, you'll receive credit and rewards for all skipped floors. So it's like challenge first. You can skip ahead, you'll get the rewards for the previous one. Let's see what the note says. As players continue the flow-through cycle of strife, we understand that some players will successfully climb through the entire path of blood, only to be forced to slowly trudge back to the top in the next cycle. Correct. While we still believe in the importance of this reset, because they changed the combat rating with each reset, we wanted to focus on improving the rewards and speed of the progression from Path of Blood. This way, those players that wish to breeze through the system can more readily accomplish this feat while also being better rewarded for their efforts. Okay, that's all fine and dandy. I do think that just giving people rewards for it is a big enough change, but making it a little bit quicker is nice too. 100 floors can take forever. Hell difficulty notification. Even in places like Sanctuary, recently new hell difficulty calls for celebration. Now when a player unlocks a new hell difficulty, a congratulations screen detailing the new features will pop up. Okay, a little bit of dopamine hit for the newer players. Auto follow party member. This is interesting. So this is like follow off of RuneScape. By clicking or tapping on a member of the party, players can now automatically follow that player. Any movement or combat that you manually initiate or being attacked by a monster will interrupt the auto following. So if you're following somebody, you can't exactly AFK, because if they walk through a mob, this is going to disable it. But it does make it a little bit easier if you're trying to get somewhere, I suppose. I'm sure some people are going to figure out how to use this. Player profile display. If a player is part of a warband, their warband's name can be seen in the player profile. Combat rating visibility. Here we go. Combat rating is an integral part of the aspect of Diablo Immortal. To aid players in easily accessing their combat rating, we move the statistic to a higher location. So it's just easier to see. Not really any major changes here. Bounty rewards increase. Any bounty that previously provided 1.2 rewards will now be a 5x. Okay, that's nice. Bounties I keep forgetting to do because the rewards are so like... they're okay. I'd say they're okay at best. Perils of the Fin limited time event. Pretty cool looking. Looks like we got some mobs kind of attacking. A dangerous torrent of demonic destructions flooded the murky waters of Baofin, grinding daily life to a sludgy halt. Sanctuary citizens who call this precarious network of swamps home around their last leg, coming to their rescue is imperative. So channel the arcane energy coursing through your mortal vessels to become Perils of the Fin limited time event, February 8th at 3 a.m. to February 16th at 3 a.m. server time. So we have basically about a week of this. As you complete the task, you receive rewards. Okay, so this is like the Shazar C one, where you complete rewards, you'll get something. We'll probably end up getting a little thing around their name, and that's about it. Season 10 is showing up here. Season 10 Battle Pass Cosmetic Alchemist Admixture. Okay, so kind of that almost looked like a Singe skin or something from League of Legends. So it's an alchemy skin. And let's move on to the next skin here. What do we got here? That's a cool looking skin, man. It looks good on all of the people. I'm not sure who I want on. The monk almost looks like Kassadin, man. And this one's got like pistos. Like this one, instead of a crossbow, you have like pistos. I kind of like that, man. All of these are really nice looking. That's going to be hard to pick which one I want. I like that. Let's see here. Bug fixes. All right, let's see if there's any bug fixes. Today is the 6th, so let's see if, nope, no new bug fixes at least uploaded so far. And then the Odor Q&A. That's it? Wait, that's it for the patch notes? So what do we actually get? Hold on, wait, what do we actually get? We got stash tabs. So we got stash tabs, a new event, the 2 cosmetics. And then I guess the big change is adjustments to boss and vulnerability phases. So dungeons are going to be faster now, and Path of Blood rewards are nice now. This is a very minor update, though. This is definitely not one of their major updates. So I actually thought the cadence was that this was going to be a major update. I suppose the next one is going to be a major update then, because this is definitely a minor update. We didn't get legendaries. We did get a reworked normal gym system, which is going to be interesting to see. The normal gym thing might actually change some stuff if we take a look at this here. It depends upon what exactly this means. We're making some adjustments to normal gyms, okay, where it provides additional attributes which modify the base stats of the item they're socking into, because base stats are quite important. If they're talking about life and damage base stats, that's modified by resonance and is also probably the most important stat. So if it's going to modify that base stat, it will be interesting. However, it's if it's an actual attribute, meaning intelligence, strength, that's what typically attribute means, then that's another way to get combat rating. We're going to have to see how it's actually implemented in the game. It looks like the update is coming just around the corner. Should be arrived by the 8th at the latest for all servers. So let me know what you think of this update. Honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed with this update. I would have liked to see a little bit more, but I guess we're going to have to wait till the next update for the major update and for Blood Knight and maybe more story or anything really large. Love you all. Consider liking the video or subscribing if you would like to, and I will see you on the next one.